Welcome to everyone. Myself Surendra. I am from NewZen Infotech. Today I am going to start CSS. Already last session we have done a few HTML session videos. Now we'll start about CSS. Now observe sir, everyone CSS. CSS stands for CSS is abbreviated as cascading style sheet. Cascading style sheet. CSS is abbreviated as cascading style sheet. Here, the CSS is introduced by Hecon VM Lee. Hecon VM Lee in the year of 1996. Okay, now CSS is abbreviated as cascading style sheet and CSS is introduced by Hecon VM Lee in the year of 1996. Last session already I have explained about what are the technologies we have to learn to become a front-end developer. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Why we are using HTML? HTML is used to create a web pages and add content to the web pages. Now why we are using CSS? CSS is used to provide styles to a web page. By using CSS, we can provide styles to a web page. Okay, now CSS is abbreviated as cascading style sheet. CSS is introduced by Hecon VML in the year of 1993. After that, the CSS files should save with .css extension. Okay, CSS files should share with the .css extension. After that, in that interview, few interviewers will ask, like, what is the current version of HTML? What is the current version of CSS? Coming to that HTML, the current version of HTML is HTML5. Here also, the latest version of CSS is CSS3. Okay, now the latest version of CSS is CSS3. Now why we are using CSS? The CSS is used to add styles, or we can say provide. CSS is used to provide styles to the web pages. CSS is used to provide styles to the web page. By using CSS, we can provide styles to the web page. Okay, now next after that now by using CSS we can provide styles. In that styles also, here we can provide styles, or we can declare styles in three ways. Okay, now we can declare CSS styles in three ways. The first one is inline CSS. And the second one is internal CSS, internal CSS, and the third one is external CSS. This is the story about CSS. Now again observe sir here. For example, here I'll give one overview. By using what are the technologies we want to become a front-end developer? HTML, CSS, JavaScript. By using HTML, we can create a web page. We can add content to the web page, and by using CSS, we can provide styles. Okay, now by using CSS, we can provide styles. Coming to the CSS is abbreviated as cascading style sheet. CSS is introduced by Hecon VM Lee in the year of 1993. CSS files should save with .css extension, and the current version of CSS is CSS3, and CSS is used to provide styles to the web page. And here we can provide styles. That styles also we can declare in three ways. The first one is inline CSS, internal CSS, external CSS. Now we will discuss about what is the inline CSS, what is the internal CSS, what is the external CSS. Now first one, we'll go with first one, inline CSS. In that inline CSS, here we have to use style attribute. Here we have to use style attribute. In the inline CSS, here we have to use style attribute. For example, now observe sir, here I am creating a one h1 tag, h1 tag, opening brace, and here I am closing that h1 tag, h1 tag. Here I am writing welcome to css, welcome to css. Now observe sir, here I want to provide background color for this h1 tag. Okay, now I want to provide background color for this h1 tag. Here we can provide that style in the three ways: inline also we can use, internal also we can use, and external also we can use. For example, now I want to use inline css. Inline, if I want to use inline css means here we have to use style attributes, or where I want to use style attributes. In that inline css we are using style attribute. That style attribute also opening tag of the html, opening tag of html. This is the opening tag of html. Here we have to use h1 opening tag, and here we have to use style attribute, style equal to background color equal to, here we have to provide background color. This is the syntax for inline css. In that inline css we are using style attribute. That style attribute also here we have to use inside the opening tag of html. This is the story about here the styles will be applicable only particular tag, only the particular tag only styles will be applicable. This is about inline css. Internal css, second one, internal css. In that internal css, here we have to use style tag. Already like before session html first video already I have explained about. In that html head part, here we have to use four tags only: style tag, link tag, script tag, title tag. Okay, now where we have to use the style tag? Style tag we have to use inside the head part, inside the html head part. Okay, now here for example, here h1 one tag is there. Here I am writing welcome. Here I am writing another one h1 tag. Here also I am writing welcome to. Again I'll go with another one h1 tag, css. Here I created three h1 tags. Here I want to provide styles to all these three tags. Then we'll go for internal css. For example, inside the head part, here we have to use style tag. This also we have to write inside the head part, style tag. Here we have to provide the styles for all the h1 tags. So h1 tag and the flower braces, opening flower brace. Here we have to write background color. Here will go with the blue, like that. Here we have to provide the styles. Here we are using internal css. In that internal css, styles will be applicable for all the selected tag. Here what is the selected tag? h1 tag. Styles will be applicable for all the h1 tags. The external css is nothing but, here I'll write external css. In the external css is nothing but, here we have to create separate css file and save with .css extension, Next, after that, whatever styles we are providing, here we can write that separate css file, and here we have to link that html file with the css file by using link tag. We have to link with html file. Here the syntax of link tag is a link tag relation is equal to href, relation is equal to style sheet, and here href is nothing but reference, like that HTML css path. Here we have to provide css path. For example, wherever that path here we have to write like a dot a demo.html, demo.css, like that. Here we have to provide that css styles. Okay now, here now observe very clearly that inline css, here we have to use style attribute. In that internal css, here we have to use style tag. In that external css, we have to create separate css file and save with the .css extension, and we have to link with the html file to css by using link tag. By using link tag, we have to link. After that, this is the syntax to link. This is the syntax of link tag. This is the syntax of link tag.